What's up, everybody? For anybody who has been watching from the beginning of me creating this channel, I know you haven't seen my face in a few weeks. I'm sorry I haven't posted anything. I'll explain why in a second. To anybody that's new here, welcome to Straight Up Tree Planting. This is a YouTube channel that I have started to post videos and share with people what the industry looks like, from the act of putting a tree in the ground to setting up a block to camp life, kind of everything in between. So it's just a passion project of mine that I'm going to do throughout the next year or so, where I just post videos showing people what planting looks like. Now, I haven't posted in a few weeks. Before that, I was posting a lot of informational videos just for my bedroom, but I am going to explain what the last few weeks have looked like. So anybody who has been bugging me for more videos, I'm going to explain why I haven't really posted. So I'm currently in Moncton, New Brunswick. I have been here for a few weeks. I planted for about 2 of those. I got 12 days of planting already under my belt for the season. So my planting season has begun. I've got about 50,000 trees in the ground so far. I'm flying back to Ontario tomorrow. I've got a few days of rest, and then I got more planting beginning in like 5 days from now. It's the regular season. So yeah, I've been here since the 8th or 9th of April. Didn't start planting for about a week after I got here. Now, when I got the job to plant in New Brunswick, I was kind of going into it with like one mindset, essentially. I was going to treat it as an opportunity to kind of build my body back up to planting, get back into the swing of things, because when you start planting after a few months, you're reminded about how hard the job actually is, even if you've been physically preparing for it. Like, it really does take a toll on your body and your conditioning right off the gate. So I was kind of expecting to slowly work my way back up to the level that I was at the end of last year. And then I was also going to use it as an opportunity, because I was going to be taking it a little bit slow, as an opportunity to get videos and footage to share with people. So that was my mindset going into it. Now, what actually ended up happening is I got there and, you know, I was in a new province. I was at a new company. It was at a very new camp, a new group of people, except for a couple of friends that came with me. And I kind of realized that it was a really good opportunity for me to kind of network in the industry, essentially, because I was working at a camp that was just vets. There was one rookie, but it was vets from all over the country, and a bunch of different companies and people who have even planted outside of the country. So for somebody like myself who has a lot of passion for the industry, I was working with people that had so many stories and so many connections and so many like just experiences in the bush that I don't have, that I kind of wanted to show them what I could do, essentially, you know, and show them that I have a professional view of the industry, and that I am somebody who in the future, if I ever, you know, called them up and was like, I'm looking for a job in BC, or I'm trying to start planting in England, or, you know what, I want to give Saskatchewan a chance, because I didn't even realize they had planting in there. But one of the guys I've been planting with, who I have an unbelievable amount of respect for, is going to Saskatchewan to plant. So I really quickly was just kind of like, I'm here to work, you know. New Brunswick is only a couple of weeks. I got 12 days of planting. I'm here to, even though it's early season, I'm here to push myself, show them the work ethic, and, you know, just build connections and relationships with people that work in all kinds of different time zones and all these different provinces and companies. So because of the way that I approach New Brunswick, I kind of have, you know, so many opportunities where I could get a job in BC, England, Saskatchewan, Quebec, back to New Brunswick in the fall, Alberta. There's a lot of people that I met there. So I kind of treated it more as like a professional networking opportunity, I guess. But then at the same time, and I'm going to show you all the cameras that I have to get footage in a second, I really struggled actually with finding that balance between getting production and getting videos, especially because I was trying to push myself there a little bit more than I planned on it. I broke my drone on day one. I got a new drone and tried to get a lot of footage with it, but I realized this morning that a lot of what I tried to record didn't actually record because I'm new to the drone. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. And, you know, I was struggling with getting the videos, and I didn't want to stress out too much about it. So I got what I could. I got a decent amount of footage, which I'll share. And, but it really kind of, I used it more as like figuring out how to use these cameras and exactly what angles I had in mind going into the season work versus don't work. So I feel a lot better with how I'm going to approach the next 6 months of planting, because I'm recording this, it's not even May, and I'm going until the end of October. So I got a better idea of what I need to do to get the videos that I want. And yeah, so that's what the last couple of weeks have looked like. You know, I wasn't posting because I was just trying to, you know, meet new people, work hard, show them what I could do, and to figure out these cameras before I get to Ontario, where I have a much bigger support system like my brother and my girlfriend and people that I've worked with for years who are willing to help me and are eager to kind of help me get these videos. So I'm going into that. So let's talk about what I want to do. Anyway, I hope that was a reasonable enough excuse to why I've gone like 3 weeks of silence on this channel. But anyways, let's talk about what the future holds for Straight Up Tree Planting. I am back to weekly videos every single Friday. From now on, they're gonna be kind of like shorter. They're gonna be a little bit more behind the scenes stuff. I'm not gonna get like really in depth about planting. I have a list of about 40 videos that I plan on recording throughout the season, probably doing them on like days off or on shorter wrap days, so I'm not really bleeding into my production. But these are videos that I plan on releasing in the new year. So probably around January 2027, where these are gonna be more so like what the industry actually looks like. What I'm gonna be posting until then is just some behind the scenes stuff. But I wanna keep people, you know, updated throughout the season. I don't wanna go completely blank like I have been. So I will be posting. And then I'm also going to be creating a TikTok channel. I never used TikTok before, but a really good friend of mine who does wanna see me succeed with this and does want me to share what I do wanna share suggested it. So I've created a TikTok and I'm gonna be posting daily videos starting today. So I'll post that in the description of this video. But yeah, I'm going to be posting every single day, just short clips. There might not be any audio, there might not be any music, there might not be any talking, but it'll just be some chill, down to earth videos about the industry. So anyways, I'm gonna show you the cameras that I have that I'm gonna be using for the next few months to get these videos. I'm going to start with the Insta360 Pro Ace 2. This is an action camera. It's essentially like a GoPro. This is going to be for a lot of B-roll footage at the block. I don't have a chest mount and I'm not going to be mounting it to my hard hat. So this is going to be set up on a tripod, getting footage of people getting dropped off at their pieces, of maybe a little bit of planting footage about me and my piece, but you know, bagging up, getting to the block, that kind of stuff, bagging out. It's just going to be some stationary B-roll footage of planters at the block and what that kind of looks like. The other camera that I'm going to use, this one I'm quite excited for because the way that the footage I got with this is exactly what I wanted it to look like. This is the Insta360 X4 Air, I believe it's called. It's an actual 360 camera. So I have a mount that I attach to my hard hat. It's called the Unicorn mount, where it sticks out quite far on my head and it gets really cool footage that looks like this. It turns out exactly the way that I wanted it to. The one thing about this is that I need to find a better way to keep it on my hard hat without pulling the hard hat down. This camera is quite heavy, so when I was wearing it for the video you just saw, it was pulling down on my head quite a bit and it was very uncomfortable, but I love the way the footage turned out and I'm really hoping that I can get more like that without it being really, you know, uncomfortable on my fucking head. Other camera I have Meta AI glasses. These are really cool. These are actually going to be getting some direct POV footage of me planting, of me bagging up, going to the block. I'm gonna be doing a lot of like day in the life videos with these. So far, I've had the most success with videos with these cameras because it is quite easy to use. It's not the one that I want to use the most, but in New Brunswick when I was pushing, it was the most simple. So I got the glasses as well. The next one, this is what I'm most excited for. So that boy is the DJI Mini 5 Pro. It is the best option for a drone from DJI that has the follow me feature, which I'm still trying to figure out, and the longest battery life. So at about 52 minutes, it'll actually be able to record full video, full bag outs, me planting an entire box from start to finish. Now, the first time I used this, I didn't use this a lot because when I have it locked onto me while I'm planting, the drone AI actually loses me when I bend over to plant a tree. So it finds my like torso essentially and it follows that, but when it's following from behind and I bend over, it loses me and the drone will just stop moving. So I need to find a way to have it track something else on me, whether it's my hard hat or my planter bags, where no matter what angle it goes from, it's gonna be able to stay locked on and it's not gonna lose it, it's gonna follow. So I think the idea I'm actually gonna try is to tie a balloon to my shoulder or my back and have it track the balloon so that if it's following me from the front, It's gonna see it from the back, the sides. You know, it's following my bags, but then it goes to the front of me and starts to follow, it's gonna lose it. So if it's following my hard hat and it's following from behind and I bend over to plant the tree, it's gonna lose it. So I have to still mess around with how I'm gonna make that work, but this is probably gonna be used the most in the future, getting really cool footage of our camps, the blocks, of planting. I think this is going to be, it was an expensive drone. It's got a really cool camera with a built-in screen. I'm very excited to use this, but that is going to be getting majority of the footage that you're gonna see. And then aside from those cameras, I also have what I'm recording with right now, which is my Sony ZV-E10. This is going to be essentially the same as my Insta360 Pro Ace 2, where it's gonna be getting B-roll footage of the camp. So this is never gonna come to the block with me. This is gonna be set up on the tripod, getting footage of camp setup, setting up our personal tents, getting the mess tent set up, setting up the, I don't know, the shitter hole, stuff like that. This is gonna be showing what camp life is like, where this is gonna be showing what planter life is like at the block. Those are the 5 cameras that I'm gonna be using. I have a little bit of footage already from New Brunswick, but I have a much better understanding of how to use these without them really digging into my planting time. So that is what I'm going to be doing for the next 6 months. Now, I will be posting every single Friday, starting now, back to the regular schedule, but I'm also gonna be trying to sprinkle in some Tuesday videos too. So I was originally gonna try and do every Friday and Tuesday, but I realized really quickly just how hard it is to get the videos to the level that I want them to be at. You know, they're not gonna be anything special, but I do wanna deliver a decent product while also planting. So I think it's more realistic for me to do 1 a week and try to sprinkle in a second video every now and then for Tuesdays. But that's what the future is gonna look like. So Straight Up Tree Planting is back. You know, I took a 3-week hiatus while I went and planted 50,000 trees, but I got a little bit of a break now. I'm collecting all the videos that I have and getting ready and kind of planning out for what I'm gonna be doing. So for now, just a recap, I'll be posting every week, quick videos, little just back end, behind the scenes videos of planting, maybe explaining some stuff briefly. I'm gonna be posting on TikTok every single day, and I'm going to be recording much more in-depth videos that I'm not gonna start sharing until about November, December, January. So that is the plan. I really do appreciate everybody's support. I'm excited to get back into this. I'm excited to get to Ontario. I love New Brunswick, but Ontario is what I'm comfortable with and familiar with, so it'll be so much easier for me to balance the content and the planting and just kind of being with the people that I've been working with for so long, and then my family as well. Like, I got family out in the bush. So I will start planting in a few days. Thank you everybody for your support so far. I love you all. I've done so many 2-step trees. Actually, you know, New Brunswick was like 1-step tree because the density was so low. But I'm going back to the 2-step trees. So look out for another video next week, or maybe on Tuesday. I'm gonna be posting kind of what the camp looked like in New Brunswick. And then I'm gonna get back into the real tree planting footage. So appreciate all the love and support. Thank you so much. 2 steps tree, baby. Don't forget.